In this video, we take a look at some infamous maniacs who gained their notoriety after they posted their crimes on the internet. We won't show any gore in this video, so don't worry, you're safe. Number 5. Derek Medina. Derek Medina is a 34-year-old man who resided in South Miami with his wife, Jennifer Alfonso. Some people close to the couple explained that Jennifer was planning to leave Derek, which may have been the motive behind his action. In August of 2013, Derek and his girlfriend got into an altercation. The fight, which primarily became purely verbal, turned into a fist fight between the two. Derek, who measured at 6 feet and weighed about 200 pounds, went upstairs to get his caliber handgun, ran back downstairs and shot Jennifer 8 times. A few minutes later, he grabbed his phone and took a picture of the bloodied body. He then went on to post a gruesome picture on his Facebook profile. He captioned it as, "Rest in peace, Jennifer Alfonso." He also wrote, "I'm going to prison or death sentence for killing my wife. Love you guys, miss you guys, take care Facebook people, you will see me in the news. My wife was punching me and I'm not going to stand anymore with the abuse, so I did what I had to do. I hope you understand me." A few hours after posting the picture, officers were dispatched at the couple's home, only to find Jennifer's body in a pool of blood. Derek was immediately arrested. During the investigation, they found garlic supplements which was said to contain bath salt, which he used as a defense. However, he was still convicted for second-degree murder in November of 2015. Number 4. David Kalak. On November 4th, 2014, the dead body of Amber Copeland was found in her apartment right by her 13-year-old son. The person responsible for the murder was her 33-year-old boyfriend, David Kalak, a Washington State resident. The motive behind the murder is still unclear. However, pictures of Amber's dead body were circulating on the 4chan website, including details explaining how the murder was done. The same user who posted the picture also wrote, "Her son will be home from school soon. He'll find her, then call the cops. I just wanted to share the pics before they find me. I bought a BB gun that looks realistic enough. When they come, I'll pull it, and it will be a suicide by cop." However, instead of creating a suicide battle between the cops and himself, David came out of a wooded area and headed himself in calmly. He was detained and charged with second-degree murder. Number 3. Louis Daines. Louis Daines was a 19-year-old computer engineer and a gaming enthusiast. He met 14-year-old Brett Bernard through mutual friends while playing online video games. The murderous event occurred on February 17, 2014 in Louis's flat. It is believed that Breck was persuaded by Louis into his flat. Once he entered the flat, Louis then bounded Breck's arms and legs with tape. He then grabbed a sharp object and proceeded by cutting his victim's throat. The killing was said to be sexually or possibly sadistically motivated. It is said that he also had ties to certain rebels and was willing to donate $2.5 million in bitcoins to certain rebels. The mother of the victim became very wary about her son's safety, and she had limited Breck's access to electronics and even forsaked him from using the same server as Louis. But yet, that wasn't enough to protect her son. Fortunately, Louis was arrested and was given a life sentence in prison. However, a few months after being detained, somehow 2 letters were posted online by Louis. One of the 2 letters blamed the family for the murder of their loved one. But Breck's mother had doubts that he actually wrote the letter, as she recognizes Louis' style of writing from previous messages that was sent to her son. Number 2. Luca Magnotta. Luca Magnotta's story is very well known, especially in Canada. His name gained notoriety after gruesomely killing Lynn John, a Concordia University student. Luca was born in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, with the original name of Eric Clinton Kirk Newman. He found a way to make money by appearing in different pornographic films and occasionally stripping for money. In 2005, he was found guilty for fraud after trying to impersonate himself as a woman trying to buy $10,000 worth of jewelries. 2 years later, he pled bankruptcy, where he owed around $17,000. Meanwhile, Lynn John was a university student studying computer engineering at the University of Concordia, and he worked part-time as a convenience store clerk. Jin was last seen on May 24, 2012. His disappearance wasn't official until his boss became very suspicious after Lin hadn't showed up for work. 3 days later, 3 of his friends went to his apartment but didn't find him there. They reported him as missing on May 29th. An 11-minute-long video was uploaded on the bestgore.com website. The video was titled "One Lunatic One." It showed a naked male that was tied up to a bed frame being repeatedly stabbed with an ice pick. The video was reported several times to officials, but it wasn't immediately taken seriously until later. On May 29th, 2012, several major headquarters, including Canada Post, the Conservative Party of Canada, received gruesome packages containing body parts of Lynn John. Officials began a major manhunt and ordered a Canada-wide warrant for Luca Magnotta. By that time, Luca had already traveled and landed in Berlin. Luckily, Berlin officials apprehended Luca at an internet cafe on June 4, 2012. He was extradited back to Canada the following week. Magnotta was convicted for first-degree murder on December 14th, and he is also serving a life sentence. Number 1. The Dnepropetrovsk Maniacs. The Dnepropetrovsk Maniacs are Ukrainian serial killers who committed series of murders in the city of Dnepropetrovsk, Ukraine. It included Viktor Sayenko and Igor Seproyuk, who were both 19 years old at the time, and a third conspirator, Alexander Genza. Together, they committed more than 21 murders between June 25, 2007 and July 16, 2007. The three used to kill animals just for fun, but then they moved on to killing people. I'll speak about a few of their murders. Their first victim was a 33-year-old woman, Yekaterina Ichenko. She was walking home after seeing her friend. Meanwhile, Victor and Igor were also out at the time just taking a walk. One of them was carrying a hammer, spun with it, and struck the lady in the face. She died from an injury. Her body was found the next day by her mom at 5 a.m. Their second murder happened within an hour of committing their first murder. Their next victim was a homeless man who slept on the bench. They used a blunt object and smashed the victim's face several times until they became physically unrecognizable. On July 6, 2007, they murdered 6 more people within close proximity, including a discharged army recruit. The most gruesome murder they committed was on Sergei Yatsenko. It happened on July 12, 2007. He was supposed to visit his grandchild but never made it. Instead, he was beaten with a hammer at a nearby forest. The whole gruesome event was captured on camera and was later posted on a website. The murderers titled it 3 Guys, 1 Hammer. Police who were working day and night to catch up with the insane killers finally caught up with one of them on July 23, 2007, while one of the murderers tried to sell a stolen cell phone at a pawn shop. Victor and Igor were given life in prison, while the third conspirator, Alexander Genza, received 9 years in prison.